Boy, oh boy, what an episode. Hi, my name is Kayla and I am back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about week 4 of The Bachelor. And my God, it was so much hot tea. Like hot tea. It was so much hot tea going around. And we finna get up into it. So the episode starts with Chris Harrison. He comes in and he's hyping up this date. He's like, Peter's not in town. He caught a flight. So I need all of you guys to get your bags packed. We are traveling and you will not be back. And all the girls are like, oh, we'll be going. We finna go somewhere exotic. I know we are. He says, you're going to Cleveland. And everyone's like, oh, Cleveland. You don't say. Woo, okay. All right, Cleveland. So the first one-on-one day goes to Victoria F, and he takes her flying. First of all, he flies her to Cedar Point, and there they have like the whole park to themselves. They're getting on these rides and roller coasters. It's super cute. They're like having a good time. Then they have a part where they go to the a restaurant where they're all by themselves and like talking. It's very cute, very casual, very first date-ish. You know what I'm saying? It was very adorable. Then in Bachelor fashion, they have a one-on-one concert. Like they have a performer come and perform for just them too. So the guy who's singing, his name is Brian Rice or Bryce Rice, something like that. And he's the country singer. So they get to the area where the concert is, and like there's still like fans there, but they like part ways, right? And then the guitar starts playing, they're walking. Victoria's like, wait, who's performing? And he's like, oh, you'll see. She's like, okay. And then they get closer and closer. She's like, no, seriously, who's performing? He's like, you'll see. And then she's like, no, for real, who performing? And then the reason why she was acting like that is because the voice sounded familiar, because the performer was her ex. That was her ex-boyfriend. So then she's all stressed. She's pressed like, oh my God, what is going on? Then they get on like this little stage. It's like, you know, a little stage that holds both of them two. And then the singer, which is her ex-boyfriend, is performing. And then they both had this moment of like, whoa, like they both recognize each other. So then they're like dancing and like kissing and stuff, being romantic and stuff. And then at the end of the performance, the singer, her ex-boyfriend, he starts laughing. Like he had like a little giggle. And I was like, this is awkward. I would have went home. I would have said bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we go somewhere else? Like, I'm not feeling this vibe, this energy. I'm not feeling it. I would have went home. So then she don't say nothing. Then at the end of the little concert, Peter and Brian or Bryce, they start talking. Then Bryce is like, how long are y'all into the season? Like, what's going on? He's real inquisitive because that's his ex-girlfriend he on a date with. But he ain't say nothing. And so then they start talking, and then Victoria's like, oh, I have to pull him aside. So she pulls him aside, Bryce, and then they start talking. It was a very awkward conversation, one of which I wish I had not seen. It was very awkward, and they were just like, oh yeah, I gotta tell him. And he's like, yeah, do what's best for you. Yeah. It was really awkward. Could have done without it. And then the second half of the day, they go to like a restaurant where they all dressed up and stuff. And then Victoria starts freaking out. She's like, I have something to tell you. He's like, you're scaring me. She's like, no, I'm sorry, I have something to tell you. He's like, whoa, we had a good date. What do you have to tell me? And then she's like, that guy, Bryce, he's my ex-boyfriend. And Peter's like, wait, who? Bryce? She's like, yeah. He's like, wait, the guy who was singing? Yeah. Wait, the guy who was singing the country song? Yeah. He's like, no way. She's like, yeah, you know, yes way. Then there was an awkward silence, and then she gets up and leaves, and then he goes to console her, and she's crying. She's like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, why are you sorry? No, it's okay. I thank you that you can just tell me and be honest. And she's like, okay, I'm so sorry. And the whole time I'm like, what are you sorry for? It's life. You're gonna have ex-boyfriends. You're gonna have relationships. Like, it's not your fault. You can't control that they chose a country singer that coincidentally was your ex-boyfriend. Like, he was parading Hannah around for the first 2 episodes. Like, Hannah was all up in y'all face. And Hannah is his ex-girlfriend. You don't see him walking around. No, it's life. Get over it. So that was a little harsh. But so then he gives her the rose, and then that was basically the end of their first date, the first one-on-one date. So then we're moving on to the group date where things get interesting. So the group date, they are playing football, and the girls are separated into 2 teams, and the winning team will go on to an after party, and then the losing team will go home. Coincidentally, it was a tie, 28-28. So all of the 14-15 girls go out on this date with Peter. So at this place, it's like all of them and then Peter in the middle. They're like, oh wow, this is a real group date. And then one girl asks to steal Peter, and then Cheyenne, I've mentioned her before, she starts crying. She's like, it's not fair, like I got all the points and like someone's just gonna steal him and it's not fair. Like I'm not gonna sit here and let this happen. Meanwhile, you sat there and let it happen. And so when the other girl comes back, Cheyenne gets up and goes to talk to Peter. The first thing that she says to Peter is, you know, I just don't think that it's fair that Victoria, or whoever the girl was, stole you away. Like, it's not fair. I feel overlooked. And Peter's like, I'm sorry, you know. And then my thing is, why is the first thing you're gonna do is complain about something? Like, you are mad that you don't have enough time for him to get to know you. Why are you talking about other people instead of like talking about yourself? Like, you're such a crybaby. You're such a crybaby. I'm so sorry, but you're such a crybaby. And so in the middle of her complaining about not having enough time, Alayah, you know that girl from last episode, the one who got eliminated, the one who had all of the drama, she comes clacking up the stairs in her heels, and all of the girls are like, you know what I'm saying? And then she's like, where's Peter? Or no, she just walks. She magically knows where he is. She walks to him. And then everyone's just like, whoa. Peter's like, whoa. And Alayah's like, I need to talk to you. And Cheyenne's like, someone's stealing my time again. And then Peter's like, you know, we have to talk. So then they talk. She's basically saying that she wants to clear the air, saying she was confused. That was why she got eliminated, because Victoria P said that they never knew each other. And so she's basically saying that, oh no, that was a lie, that her and Victoria P did in fact know each other, that they hung out, that they took a trip to Vegas, and that they were actually friends. And so then Peter's like, oh my god, my whole world is shattered. Someone's lying to me and I don't know who. But I will give it to Peter. Peter definitely confronts situations, and he does not like sugarcoat things. Like when someone says that someone in the house, he'll put everyone in the group and say, so so-and-so said that so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? He always puts people on the spot, which I guess is a good thing in a situation, but also But so he grabs Victoria P and he has Alayah, and all 3 of them are in this conversation because he wants to get to the bottom of it. And so Alayah is laying out facts. She's like, what do you mean we didn't know each other? We went to Vegas together. We have text messages. We hung out. Out of all of the people in the house, I thought you would have had my back because we're friends. And then Peter's like, is this true? Is this true? And then Victoria's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. She starts crying, and then she starts talking about like how she loves him and how she's here for him, and he's like, no, bruh, this is not what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about how you feel about me. We're talking about when you lied. Do you remember that, when you lied? And she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. And so yeah, I don't remember if she left or he left, but somehow they disbanded. And then they all go to the big group of girls, and Peter gives the group date rose to Alayah. Alayah wasn't even there for the whole day. Alayah just popped up, and he gave her the rose. And all of the girls were PO'd. Like, you could tell. They were like, man, wait till we have some words. Oh, and that time is gonna come when they had their words. Okay. Okay. So then it moves on to the second one-on-one date of the episode, and it's with Kelsey. And it's a real casual date. They're like walking around. They run into like these group of people who's like doing this like dance, like a polka, I think. And then they start doing it. And then they're just real casual, walking around, eating food from like the city. And then it goes to the night part of the date, and this when it gets serious. We learn that Kelsey's parents were divorced, and that she actually found out that they were going to get a divorce before her mom, because the dad wrote a note and left to the living room on the table, and she found it when she came home from school. And then we learn that Peter's grandparents immigrated from Cuba, so they were basically just like opening up about personal stories that they have in their life, and that was pretty much that date. Oh, and he also told her that he let Alayah back on the show, and she took it very gracefully. She was like, well, if it's me and you at the end of this, I want you to have explored all your options and not have any second guesses or doubts, and and I was like, okay, couldn't have been me, okay, couldn't have been me. So then it cuts back to like all of the girls in the house, and it finds out that Alayah told everyone about Victoria P's relationship with Bryce, and how she told everyone in the house about it. And then Victoria goes off. She finds Alayah. She's like, it's none of your business to be telling people like you're fake, you are manipulative, you're a gossiper, you're this and you're that. And Alayah's like, whoa, 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 stop it. Give me a second. Let me breathe. How am I manipulative? Because I told people this. Like, I didn't know. Nobody knew. And Alayah's like, oh, how could nobody know? Because we're not allowed to have our phones. So they wouldn't have known any of this information. Da, 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 da. And so it was just like back and forth. But when I say Victoria went off, I was like, oh wow, you know, she went off. So then we have the cocktail hour. I can't do it. Peter comes in, and like the camera part when his like his own interview, he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a good night, I'm feeling real hopeful, and it's just gonna be a good time. No, that didn't happen. Them girls shut it down. So he comes in, he's like, oh, la la, whatever he says, and then he asks to take Victoria P to talk to her alone. And then a girl said, oh no, no, 1 second, I have something to say. So then she basically says that it's a slap in her face, that that the girls from the night before, how they got like these body injuries playing this game of football, and then Alayah comes and he just gives her the rose, and how it's just not fair to all of the women who were there. And then another girl spoke up, and she was like, it's slapped in the face, it's disrespectful, and all of these things. And Peter's like, I'm sorry about that. I see where I've been wrong. Oh, I should have waited to give her that rose, and I am sorry. So then he take Victoria away to talk to her, and she's like, I don't want to talk. You know what? No, fine, I'll talk. So then they walk. They're holding hands, so they get out the room, and she snatches her hand away. She's like, I am so mad at you, Peter. I am so mad at you. And he's like, man, what are you mad at me for? He was like, how are you going to tell these girls that you were manipulated by things that people said? Like, you're making it sound like I manipulated you to let Alayah go home, and da-da-da-da. And she's like, it's not fair to me, Peter. It's not fair to me. And then Peter's like, what is going on? Like, I did feel manipulated. You know what I'm saying? And so then they have that whole argument. But to me, I feel like she was playing this card because she got caught up in a lie, saying that she didn't know Alayah when she actually did. So I feel like she's like being like overly angry to like deflect. And I think Peter is getting wrapped up into that and letting her deflect. And I would say that that would not have been the case for me, because no matter what, he feel how he feel, but you also did what you did. You lied. You really did lie. You told a big lie too. You told things that some me and Alayah only hung out for 3 hours, but y'all took vacations together. Y'all hung out. Like, what was your reasoning? What was your point of that? You know what I'm saying? So that don't add up and it don't make sense. But I will also say that I really appreciate how them girls did not let him off the hook. They let them know how they felt, how he like hurt their feelings, because he was real bold in this episode. You know what I'm saying? Really bold. And I don't know, because I honestly feel like, and I said it before, that I don't think Peter was ready to be on The Bachelor. I feel like he is a visual person and he has all of these pretty girls and he's just like, whoa, I want them all. You know what I'm saying? And you can't have them all. You just can't. You can't. I feel like, you know that saying, like, your eyes are bigger than your stomach or something like that? I feel like he wants everything and everyone at the same time. I feel like he's not in the mental space to be the Bachelor because he just got out of a relationship that I feel like he's not over. I feel like he's not over Hannah B, you know? So this will be an interesting season. I'm feeling like he's going to be real single real soon. I don't know if he's going to even get a chance to get on his knee because he is out here cutting the fool. He's cutting the fool. He is. And he is. But that's all I have to say. This episode was too much for me. It was too much. It was so much drama. I had to pause it several times because my secondhand embarrassment was cutting up. I couldn't handle it. So yes, that's all I have to say. I'll see y'all next episode. Raise your hand if you have been personally victimized by Regina George. Alayah.